friends, how are you? Hope you are doing well. So let us start one more example for ESG reports and sustainability report. We will review this case study for Emirates Group, and here the sustainability report is a part of the annual report of the company for 23-24. Okay, so we will find out the sustainability section in this report, and we'll go through with that, and we'll discuss this as a case study, that how the company has developed their sustainability report and what content has been covered in this, what topics have been covered. So we'll find it out. Let's see, students, actually. Okay, I hope it will be useful for you to understand from the ESG and sustainability strategy framework, audit, assurance, and learning and development perspective. Okay, so let us move from here. Okay, then in this table of content, you can see here, okay, what is the content covered. So here, if you see on 58 page number, sustainability related information is starting from here. Here in this section, if you see here, the details about the company is given here, like Emirates is a global airline serving 149 airports in 78 countries from its hub in Dubai, UAE actually. And Danata is also the subsidiary of Emirates Group. So Danata is one of the world's largest combined air service provider in the world, serving 178 cities and airports in 36 countries. Its main activities are the provision of cargo, ground handling, catering, retailing, and travel services. And Emirates and Danata are independent entities and do not form a group as defined by international financial reporting standards actually. And however, these entities are under common management. Therefore, in the management review section of this document, they are together referred as a Emirates Group. So this is a very important information actually from the learning perspective for the scope of the report. So we will go to the sustainability report section now. So if you see here in this section, from starting from page number 58, we see the environmental related information, people related, customer and communities, business, and GRI reference table. So definitely we can see here the GRI has been considered as a standard for sustainability report development actually. So we'll go through with this. Okay, so from this page onwards, we will see the group sustainability reporting section, and it's a part of the annual report. So what is covered here? The environmental side, social side, and the business related information. So people, planet, and profit, triple bottom line concept has been followed. How the sustainability report has been developed, let us understand that part actually. So this is the leadership statement, as this we have seen in other business reports also, sustainability reports also. So let us make it zoom, and we see here Emirates Group is committed to sustainability across the business activity, including the supply chain also. Very important in terms of scoping actually. We strive to deliver value to people, communities, economies while minimizing our impact on the environment. Definitely a world leader in air transport and travel services. We generate direct and indirect employment. So they are talking about the social side also. Hundreds of thousands of people connect business to opportunities in a global marketplace, providing mobility for people to pursue work. Also, we are supporting innovation, incubators, education for disadvantaged children, sports and cultural activities. So it is also covered here. So what they do for the communities and biodiversity actually. Then definitely the group has considered the long-term and balanced approach for the growth, and they do respect for the sustainability. Okay, it is highlighted here. Then let's see here, and they commit that they will continue to invest in technology, people and partnerships. Okay, and also caring for planet, people and customer and community. So this is the leadership statement from chairman and chief executive, Emirates Airline and Group also. Okay, so this is the statement as a leadership statement about sustainability report actually. Now what is covered in this, if you see the 4 thematic areas like G, S, R and M: governance, strategy, risk management, and metrics and targets actually. Similarly, this you see in TCFD also, but company has adopted this approach to define their reporting or disclosures practices actually. So governance, we see what is the sustainability governance structure. Chairman and CEO of the group, our executive management team, define the group strategic direction and long-term objectives. Also, they established a multinational collaborative ESG framework involving all the key internal stakeholders, and stakeholders serve as a vital data stewards, ensuring integrity and accuracy of the ESG data within the domain. So here the company has defined the group governance structure with respect to ESG and sustainability, and definitely what are their roles and responsibilities also covered here. Now in terms of strategy, if you see for ESG in 23 and 24, there was a defining year for ESG. The company, what they have done, they've done materiality assessment and reporting. So what they did for this, a large group of stakeholders across the organization collaborated on the initiatives, and they identified and prioritized the materiality ESG topics actually. So for this, there are series of workshops, okay, which strengthening ESG reporting, literacy, and capabilities across the group, they have been conducted. Now, result of the materiality assessment is given on page number 63. We will see that. Okay, now this is very important from the standard perspective, like which standard has been adopted for this. So we have aligned our key performance indicator with GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, where applicable, and also working towards compliance with International Sustainability Standard Board ISSB, okay, and also CSRD, Corporate Social Responsibility Reporting Directive from European Union actually. Okay, so GRI, ISSB and CSRD has been complied for reporting. Then we see risk management approach, okay, for ESG. So there is a structured decentralized model which is tailoring to address the each ESG materiality issues effectively, and this model is supported by 3 line of defense. First is center of excellence, oversighting by board and committees, and also internal audit function. So in this you see center of excellence, oversight boards and committees, our internal audit function. These are the 3 line of defense defined by the company. Also, company ensures that accountability and empowers the management of ESG at local level. It also support the integrity of the policy adherence, okay, and data auditing perspective. This is very important from the audit perspective and assurance perspective. So the dedicated ESG finance function plays a key role in overseeing compliance and excellence. So here the responsibility side also defined actually. Who is responsible for what? Then metrics and targets. Definitely performance monitoring and measurement system is in place to ensure the progress in right direction. Environmental sustainability reporting has been transparent and progressive. We have publicly shared our environmental metrics over several years. This year also we have expanded the disclosure for ESG metrics, reflecting the commitment to not just environmentally sustainable but a broader spectrum of ESG priorities. So the company has done the stakeholder engagement, materiality assessment. They have identified the relevant matrices and targets for the identified materiality topics actually. And this is very well written here, developing targets associated with the ESG topics. So the students of ESG and sustainability, they need to understand what approach has been applied by the organization for establishing a strong ESG framework in the organization. So here company has adopted GSRM concept actually. Going forward, now there are the details available for materiality assessment. This assessment was conducted by the organization applying the stakeholder engagements, okay, that approach, and identifying and prioritizing the key materiality topics which can lead to the most significant impacts actually. Okay, so this is written about the approach what company has adopted to identify more impactful sustainability efforts in comprehensive ESG reporting. Also, to identify the ESG topics, we consulted the industry guidelines like SASB, okay, and benchmarked our operations against those of our peers also, and peer benchmarking also conducted. So those who are conducting the audits of the organization, assurance for the organization with respect to ESG, they can refer this statement and they see what sort of benchmarking and mapping has been done against the industry standards plus the peers actually. Okay, company has focused on internal stakeholders with the deep operational knowledge, direct stake in ESG outcomes. Also, they considered external stakeholders as well. The aim of this methodology was to evaluate the ESG risk through two primary perspectives. What were the perspectives? Impact on our enterprise. So they might have considered the enterprise risk management as well, and the broader societal and environmental implications. So definitely we are talking about the dual materiality concept, double materiality. So financial aspects and non-financial aspects both has been covered here actually. This leads to a comprehensive approach which was enabling the organization to thoroughly assess the each ESG concern, considering factors like regulatory importance, financial and societal outcomes also. Moving onwards, so if you see here this diagram, this is very clear in terms of defining the materiality matrix or the materiality map. On this axis, x-axis, you see impact on enterprise value. On y-axis, you see here is trends, impact on the society and environment. So if we go from this direction to this, okay, you see the prioritization has been done for the relevant materiality topics, also same in this circle. There is one more thing in the side, you can see here the identification of the materiality topics. I'll make it zoom for you. Materiality topics and mapping against the United Sustainable Development Goals, which you can see here. It has been divided into certain sections like planet, people and community and customers and business. So all these parameters have been identified in terms of materiality topic, and this has been mapped against the Sustainable Development Goals. Very nice practice has been adopted here, which every company generally do when they go for ESG reporting. Now, related to environmental sustainability side, what efforts, management actions, what approaches company has applied, what initiatives has been adopted by the organization, okay, to achieve their goals, objectives and targets and creating positive environmental impact. So we see here what the company is focusing for. So if you might have seen clearly this particular materiality map where there are multiple materiality topics which have been highlighted. Green color for environmental material topic, this color, yellow color, you can see for the societal. Okay, then you see here in the environmental side you have greenhouse gas emissions, climate change, product life cycle, waste, air quality as an example you see here. So all these materiality topics must be covered while they are disclosing the information in the below sections actually. So our planet, here we talk about the multiple number of materiality topics of environmental sustainability, and we see what efforts have been taken by the company. Let's say suppose first reducing emissions actually. So Emirates Group has comprehensive policies. So here we talk about the policies. So definitely what is the structure, approach or the commitment first from the organization have been highlighted here. Policies, we took at ways of avoiding and reducing emissions where possible, exploring solutions actually. So there must have been certain strategy, okay, there must have been certain roadmap for reducing the GHG emissions actually. So what the company is doing, engaging in activities that help us to avoid emissions actually. So what the company do, Emirates pilots implement green standard operating procedures, green SOP, a result of multifaceted approach involving education, awareness, data analytics and technology. Okay, also under the governance of cross-functional operations steering group, we reduce unnecessary fuel burn also and emissions wherever possible. So what I want to say here, you see there are multiple factors have been considered for reducing these emissions and there are certain initiatives associated with that. The initiatives can be related to policy, procedures, okay, processes. So this has been already identified here in this report and the company is giving certain information related to this. Also We avoid emission across our Dhanata businesses by using renewable energy where available. So they have focused on utilization of the renewable energy sources, and other examples also given related to reducing the greenhouse gas emissions actually. Then you see certain more details what company has done with respect to that. So date wise it is given on 11th May what company Emirates pledges, okay, US $200 million to fund research and development project to reduce the impact of fossil fuels in commercial aviation. Then 15 June, 30 August. So this is a very useful information, students, for the understanding of about the ESG initiatives or sustainability initiative, what company is doing with respect to greenhouse gas emission reduction programs actually. Okay, so there are multiple details available here. You can go through with that. You see, very interesting. Emirates announces an agreement with Sal Aviation to receive over 300,000 gallons of blended sustainable aviation fuel at DXB airport, actually Dubai airport. So there are certain details available for this. Reducing emissions by updating and upgrading the technology. Okay, so this is also a very important from materiality topic initiative perspectives actually, or control measures or actions related perspective actually. You see here there are full details given here. Okay, so you can go through with this. And all the auditors and assurance providers who are coming to audit this report, they first identify which are the materiality topics have been included in the materiality map, and accordingly they see what management actions have been taken for all the materiality topics which have been identified. Similarly, replacing high carbon energy sources with low carbon alternatives, offsetting emissions, okay, which cannot be eliminated. Climate change, what are the category drivers and what is the approach of the organization. A very useful table has been designed here, and which is covering the different type of risks and opportunities. So basically the company has followed risk, opportunity and impact concept actually, ROI. So what will be the risk categories, what will be the opportunities associated, and what sort of impact will be created with this, and what will be the company's approach. So if you see here, let's say focusing on resource efficiency and energy category, then what are the drivers for this initiatives? Reducing cost and quantity of the fuel and energy, adopting the low carbon technology. So what is the company's approach? It is written very well here, like implementation of rigorous fuel efficient procedures, maintaining a young fuel efficient aircraft fleet, conducting energy audits, or we can say integrating the sustainability into the design standards, right? So there are multiple examples associated given here. Spending on R&D investments, engaging with suppliers, right? So there are multiple examples of the efforts given here actually with respect to the identified risk actually. Let's say suppose for an example policy and legal risk. Okay, what companies drivers are like introduction of regulatory mechanism such as carbon pricing, also increased disclosure requirements for emission. So what companies approach is conducting regular stress testing, scenario analysis for the portfolio against price movements, and also increasing disclosure and transparency on climate related risk and mitigation measures also. Next, stakeholder consultation and engagement. It's a very important subject and it's called as a backbone of the reporting system, right? So there are multiple stakeholders identified, prioritized by the organization, okay, and they have been considered for receiving the feedback, grievances from the materiality topic perspective. So if you see feedback from the partners, customers, employees, financial institution is vital to shaping the policies of the company, and also underline the importance of risk transparency, accountability, continuous improvement. So this section is very, very useful. Also, the company has, you can see multiple other efforts, like we aim to reduce the environmental impact of our operations, low carbon economy. Okay, so what the company is doing, it's supporting ITA's goal of achieving net zero carbon emissions across the industry by 2050, and there are range of sector-led environmental working groups. The examples are given here, you can see this, right? Then responding to a growing number of ESG questionnaires from customers, including like recognized platforms like EcoVadis and CDP. That practice also being followed. Also, to engage our employees in efforts, we dedicated internet pages there for publishing environmental related information, news and updates, so for the communication side. And also having a network of internal committees and working groups for different activities like environmental sustainability, health and safety, executive committee, sustainability working group. So these are also examples very useful from audit and learning perspective actually. Then consuming responsibly, considering the circularity concepts, circularity principles also, dedicated to responsible consumption, demonstrating our partnership with ethical suppliers. So very important, ethical supplier. So definitely there must have been certain screening process for the supplier also. And we actively minimize waste throughout our operations, strive to a standard of environmental stewardship in the aviation industry. Then focusing on responsible procurement, having a supplier code of conduct, okay, conducting supplier engagement for sustainable issues, actual sustainability issues, right? And we have implemented supplier questionnaires for GSC and product procurement in our catering business. So it is written very well. Waste minimization. So they follow certain environmental sustainability framework which have been highlighted here if you see here. Yeah. And collaboration at the core of our efforts. So definitely there are certain collaboration with the different parties actually to reduce the waste. So there are certain in-flight initiatives. The details are given here. Okay. For waste reduction programs. So multiple programs are highlighted here which have been identified and used by the company or implemented by the company. You see here there are multiple details are given. Then what they are doing for the biodiversity, preserving wildlife and habitat, conserving habitats, what efforts are there, right? The company is taking multiple efforts approach actually, right? So the details are also available for this. Okay, very useful information. Like Emirates impose an embargo on shark fins. Emirates impose a complete ban on carrying hunting trophies of the big four, even where permissible by sites. Okay, so there are certain details available which you can refer here actually. Protecting wildlife, those details are also available here. Now reporting the environmental performance. So for that, company for the first time this year, the Emirates Group is reporting its emissions, CO2 equivalents, which includes the climate impact of nitrous oxide, methane, greenhouse gases actually. And this announcement aligns with the international reporting standards. Okay, very important. Emirates and Danata are reporting scope 3 also. Okay, along with scope 1 and scope 2 emissions actually. And the figures are available here. It would have been better if it is in a graphical form. So you will see that if it is there, yes, there is a table available. Environmental sustainability performance Emirates. So if you see the performance indicators for different matrices, units of measurement, data is given for this year and last year, and what is the deviation actually. So that information available here actually. Okay, it's very useful and very important from learning perspective actually, right? Electricity, material waste, carbon dioxide equivalent emissions, the details are also available here. So this is the environmental sustainability performance data. Okay, very useful. If you go through with this, you will understand each and every parameter, each and every indicator from the operations perspective also, right? You see this for both the companies, it is given here, Emirates and Danata. For the people, what are the efforts of the company? This is the social side of the ESG, right? So what company is saying, we are a team of over 112,000 supporting on our organization in 84 countries, and we operate and representing 170 nationalities. Employee health and well-being data is also available. What are the efforts company is taking? That information provided as it was a key materiality topic. Then employee assistance program and peer support, information related to occupational health and safety, the company's internal structure for safety management systems, how they implement this, cross-departmental workplace occupational health and safety programs, okay, workplace health and safety management system, and there is a data gathering system, also data collection, so that is also highlighted here actually. Then some information related to diversity and inclusion, what are the efforts have been taken by the company, it has been highlighted. like creating comprehensive dashboard to monitor pay equity and female representation, rolling out unconscious bias training out across the network, right? Enhancing the maternity policy and introducing a new parental leave policy. There are certain examples associated with this which have been highlighted. Now, women at Emirates Group. So, keeping in mind diversity and gender diversity and women empowerment, so these details are also available, that women in workforce at different level of management. The details are provided here. Okay, wonderfully designed this report, and maximum number of information available here. More than 170 nationalities, total number of employees 112,406 actually it is available. And recruitment details also, how the recruitment process takes place, what efforts have been taken is also highlighted here. 56% of new joiner are women, 29% of executive positions are held by UAE nationals. So Emiratization details are also available here. Okay, you can see certain programs which company have applied, like scholarship, development program, skill building programs, and all details are available here. Okay, then for COP28 training hours, details are given. 120 new digital training assets are there, learning and development details, digital learning exercise experience, executive leadership development programs. Okay, so these are very useful informations which have been disclosed by the company, and it can be very much useful when the organization, third parties are assessing this information actually. And as I said earlier, the GRI reference standard, then SASB was considered, right? Okay, so there are multiple other requirements which you see according to the frameworks as a standard, and the company has provided the information accordingly. And there are certain highlighted figures also available here. Reward program, recognition program, those details also you can see. Okay, for people motivation or workforce motivation actually. Okay, and date wise information also given with the photographs actually, and it's a very useful information, very wonderfully presented also. Now then we see there are certain materiality topics and their priority areas, and the details are provided here for this year, previous year, and with the deviation also for both the company, Emirates Group above and Danata also, Danata Group. The details are available here. Then talking about the customer and communities, definitely it's a part of the governance system, like what we say about the customer privacy, data privacy policy, and what efforts implemented, management actions implemented. Okay, it has been highlighted here. Fundamental privacy principles, components also highlighted here for different principles actually. Okay, it's very important. 380,000 cybersecurity learning experience delivered actually. Okay, you see here the details are there. Employee training and awareness, data privacy in actions. Okay, what efforts have been taken, it has been highlighted other than training and awareness actually. For cybersecurity also there are multiple details available here actually. Yeah, you see this 27,000 ISO certification also is there. For communities, what CSR efforts have been made, it has been highlighted here. You can see multiple details related to the human capital development or building the societies or betterment for the societies. There are multiple efforts have been taken here which have been highlighted. You see the CSR projects, the NGOs, 13 NGOs and projects across 8 countries financially supported by the company. The details are given here. And mission supported in 23-24, date wise, month wise, the information is also available here. 1 billion meals and endowment. Okay, so those details you can see here with the dates actually. Yeah, it's a very useful information for all the sustainability students or learners. Yeah, you see all the CSR projects which have been done by the company with photograph, with the details, dates, everything is available here actually. Yeah, so very useful information for all the CSR learners and students also. From audit perspective also it's very useful. Those who are talking about ISO 26,000 corporate social accountability, so those also can learn that what efforts company has taken for multiple CSR clusters. Okay, Then related to the business, what is the governance structure of the company, what are the efforts related to the governance, it has been highlighted here. Okay, for sustainability governance, what company is doing, that has been covered here actually. Okay, so to support the execution and monitoring the achievement of Emirates Group's long-term objectives, the company's governance structure include a defined organizational structure with roles and responsibilities, accountabilities, cross-functional management committees, also comprehensive policy framework, right? Internal processes and procedures and control mechanism, quality assurance and compliance, independent group internal audit function, right? So these are certain details. Okay, one very important subject here, you understand here, this report is being published annually and our financial statements are prepared in accordance with IFRS accounting standards and audited by PwC. At an operational level, various business units pursue ongoing independent assessments also through industry accreditations and certification, like multiple ISOs are there. Now, there are other audit mechanisms like Financial Audit Authority of the Dubai government. They are also doing audit. We are also subject to other regulatory reviews like UAE's General Civil Aviation Authority and other aviation regulators in the countries where the company is operating actually. Then the business ethics. What are the details available, like supplier code of conduct, business code of conduct, those information and the different policies already highlighted here. Okay. So key business ethics policies are available. The details, very useful diagram like data privacy, cyber security, anti-corruption, anti-bribery, anti-slavery, human trafficking, antitrust, anti-money laundering, right? Conflict of interest, business code of conduct. So this is sanction and export control. So this information also available and very useful. And then the details are available in the paragraphs for different policies actually. Okay. There is a board of directors handbook where you see legal obligations, fiduciary duties, ethical responsibilities of the board of directors. Handbook focusing on governance principles like risk management, compliance framework and stakeholder engagement also. Okay, so this information available here actually. Okay, then very useful, the cases raised by for the different grievances. Okay, you can see here 31% related to employee matters, 10% related to data security. Okay, so these sort of feedback mechanism is there, that information also provided here. Performance indicators like proportion of spending on local suppliers, okay, percentage of strategic supplier with four. So this is something which is related to the in-country valuation assessment, ICV values actually. Then you see the details related to the supply chain management. Okay, how ethical sourcing, responsible sourcing or sustainable sourcing is taking place, how the integration of sustainability and risk management concept into supply chain, that has been highlighted here. Like you see, screening the suppliers for ESG risk, engagement with strategic providers, ensuring ESG considerations are embedded into the supplier code of conduct. So those details are also here. And then this code of conduct is being audited or not, compliance audits are being conducted or not. So those details you can see here. Then operational safety, Emirates safety management system, that is also highlighted here. So SMS training, safety management system training, the details are available here. You see certain paragraphs, photographs related to the different training programs actually. Operational safety initiatives, these are the multiple safety initiatives which have been highlighted here, like investigation junction program, safety analysis program, regular audits, right? So these are certain details available here for safety management system. So total ERP trainings, exercise included for the employee, emergency response planning training exercise, leadership and governance with Emirates Group safety. That information also available here in this table. Very useful information, right? Total number of safety reports submitted, you see here a huge number, 71,398. Yeah. Danata's one safety program, so details are available for this. HSC governance framework, okay, governance risk compliance framework, Danata hub, Danata safety management system. So those details are available here, how the company has adopted multiple approaches or initiatives for the betterment of the society and the people actually. Leadership and governance within the data, you see who is the reporting what. So So VP Health, Safety and Environment reports directly to Chief Executive Officer, okay, who is ultimately accounting for health, safety and environment for Dhanata's business. So the details are available with roles and responsibilities also here. Now this is in the end that what is the GRI content index or reference table, where you see the GRI standard specifications as per 2G221. Okay, so multiple standards, okay, universal standards and topic specific standard, their disclosures and the reference with the page numbers actually. Okay, the page number of this report, where on which page what information is covered here actually, you see this. So that is something related to the GRI content of index, where you see the mapping of the particular disclosure with the standard and with the page number is given here, which can be useful for your smooth mapping for the particular topic with respect to the materiality topics and their disclosures actually, and what information is captured on this report actually. Okay, so this is the detail about the Emirates network, the group network. So I hope you like the discussion related to the sustainability section of this particular annual report. The company has considered the sustainability reporting as a part of annual reporting system. I hope you have understood from the ESG audit and assurance perspective, ESG strategy and framework, ESG governance perspective. Okay, and this is a very useful from learning and development perspective also.